we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Oh, what a win. What a win. Steelers are back in the playoffs. Steeler Nation, how are you feeling? This is your show. We are live. Give us your comments. Give us your takes. How does it feel to be back in the postseason? Because for us, it feels amazing. Other than my Browns fan dog over here who's like, we already clinched the 5th seed. We didn't have to play for anything. It doesn't matter that the Bengals kicked the crap out of us. Yeah, way to back into the playoffs. Good luck next week. But Steelers are going to the playoffs as well. I've got Caleb with me as well. Guys, be sure to follow us at SN Stryker. Go on over to youtube.com/Steeler Nation. If you're subscribed there, that's the best way to find us. Got a lot of people here, obviously. Caleb, how are you feeling, my friend?
Let's go!
I'm glad you can celebrate with your family as well. Who is that with you?
No, that's my son, Bentley.
Hey, Bentley, how you feeling?
Good.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Playoffs. Could you tell?
Yeah.
Yep, with that win, the Steelers are in the playoffs. They did themselves all of the favors. Interesting, we were even chatting about this in the Steeler Nation thread with all of the writers and podcasters. 2 of the former AFC Central teams were fighting it out today, and fortunately, our former draft pick, Mike Vrabel, coach of the Tennessee Titans, took it to heart when they asked him, does this game even mean anything to you? Of course it does. He got to knock Jacksonville out of the playoffs, division rival. You got a chance to do that, you do it. Just like the Steelers have done in the past to Cincinnati Bengals. Just like the Steelers have done in the past to the Baltimore Ravens. You got a shot to knock out your division opponent. You're playing for something the last week of the season.
We're in. I mean, we're there. We're there. Mason Rudolph has guided the sleigh into the playoffs.
Exactly. First, he saved Christmas. Then Mason Rudolph saved New Year's.
Yeah.
Then Mason Rudolph saved our season and got us to the playoffs. Go ahead.
I was more nervous for this game than I was yesterday.
Really?
I think I yelled at my TV more today than I have all year. Oh.
It was great. The only thing that got me was that damn drop punt. That was like, because all you got to do is run it now at this point. Just don't make mistakes, and they spotted him 3 points.
Oh, man.
Insane. Absolutely insane, but such a great way to experience and enjoy a win and now an extra game because the Steelers are finally playing their best football of the season. And as I always say, you always want to play your best football at the end of the season, not at the beginning of the season. And Steelers now have a quarterback who I know they are sticking with Rudolph throughout the rest of this playoffs. I'm not saying he's the starter moving forward. I'm just saying he is the quarterback that got us to the playoffs through 3 difficult games that we should not have won, to tell you, we were tougher to win as opposed to those 2 that Trubisky just threw away that should have been gimmies.
Yeah. Yeah. And so here's the fun thing. If Buffalo wins tonight, we play in Kansas City. I'm going. To that game. Because they'd be the 2 seed. I think if Buffalo wins.
If Buffalo loses, because then they drop down to the 7th seed.
Is that what it is?
Let us know, Steeler Nation. I know you guys know it. I forget which one it is, but I know we have a shot of being the 6th seed.
The group chat just said if Miami wins, we play KC. Buffalo wins, we go to Buffalo.
Yes. Okay, cool. So there's something to watch tonight, Steeler Nation. As Caleb said, Miami wins, we go to KC. Buffalo wins, we go to Miami.
Yes. I'm going to that game if we play in KC.
Awesome. And I feel much better about playing Kansas City in the first round of the playoffs this year than I did the last time we made it in.
We got an offense.
Yeah,
we got an offense.
Now. Guys, hit that like button. Thank you, Steeler Wade Show. Appreciate you all the time, Steeler Wade. Swish, Mason Rudolph, future Super Bowl MVP. I would love nothing more than a story for Mason Rudolph to win us.
I'm here for the Mason Rudolph Nick Foles tour in the playoffs. I'm here for it.
Yoder, bag the Jagoffs. Our Pittsburgh Steelers are in the playoffs.
The curse is real. The curse is real.
Yep, exactly. And you talk about that curse, what that meant to you when you saw Jacksonville disrespecting the flag when we played in this year. The curse is where we hit Tennessee with it in the 08 playoffs when they were the ones that disrespected the terrible towel in regular season. We knocked them out in the playoffs. Myron Cope's ghost is coming to roost, Caleb.
It's real. I mean, I saw something where Trevor Lawrence in these last 6 games since, like, I know he made a comment calling them, like, little towels or something.
Right.
And then Andrew Wingard, or Bobo the plumber, as I like to call him, took it from a fan and started twirling it after the game. Like, it's real. It's real. Trevor Lawrence equaled his interception total last year in these last 6 games.
Right.
I mean, it's
right. That's insane.
That's
what
amazing.
happens. That's why you don't disrespect the towel.
At the game, when I was at the game yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Kate. Kate was at the game yesterday. She wants to say something.
So on the big jumbo screen at the Ravens Stadium, they have their whole opening bird stuff. And the birds were carrying around a terrible towel on their screen, carrying around a terrible towel. And then, like, they did it for, I don't know, a good maybe 2 minutes. And then all of a sudden they had the graphics with the bird, like, went through and ripped the terrible towel apart.
Oh.
So I was like, you
can't, because that's disrespecting the fans, not disrespecting the team. And that's why it's so important that other fan bases don't disrespect our towel. Love that. Probably the reason why we won in Baltimore yesterday. No, they won because they cheated. You stop. You have no idea what you're talking about, dog. Mason Rudolph's going to take us to the promised land. Absolutely. Lots of let's goes coming out there. Who should we start? There's no question. It's going to be Mason Rudolph. This is Mason Rudolph's team for the rest of this year. And then going to next year, I am fine having open competition. I would love to offer Rudolph another contract because he is up at the end of this year. But, you're not getting rid of Kenny. You're getting rid of Trubisky, though, in that situation. Because Trubisky, I think we saved like $3 or $4 million by getting rid of Trubisky. So I don't expect Trubisky to be here at all. Let's go, Kenny Beamer. We talked about it. Don't mess with the towel. Absolutely.
I'm so happy we do not have to watch tonight's game with, like, all tonight's game means is where we're going. That's all it means.
Yeah.
And hopefully, TJ's injury was downgraded a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's promising. It's still usually a couple week injury. I don't know if he's I could see him playing this next week. I could see it.
Right.
Even if it's just pass rush scenarios and TJ's healthy enough to do that, he's got to play.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've been I wrote this on the Steeler Nation chat board. You go to SteelerNation.com, guys. Click on the forum button. It's free to join the football forum. Awesome conversations there all the time. But I was chatting on there earlier today about what were we just talking about? Why did I just lose my train of thought? We were just talking about Caleb. I just lost my train of thought. How did I lose my
I blacked out.
Yeah, I did too. So yeah, it'll come back to me. Guys, let's go to the fans here. Sarah Bro, I love this comment. I got to go back to it. Tell me where I can send the Titan team some flowers. Awesome thing. Love that, Sarah Bro. And I know it's easy. You can search the Tennessee Titans front office online. They have an address. You can send them plenty of flowers. Brian Davis, Thomas just announced Canada will be back for postseason play, and Trubisky will be the starter. No. Oh yeah, that's. I remember my train of thought about it was about TJ. Thank you, Tom Schuster. I appreciate you. And there, we're without TJ Watt, but as opposed to last year when we had nobody behind TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith that could come in and still get pressure, still make plays. Now we got Golden. Now we got
Herbig. Yep.
Those guys are making plays left and right for us. So I am super happy to go to battle with those guys in a rotation if we are without TJ Watt moving forward in the playoffs, because that's still going to give us great pressure, because that's the way this team is built. That's why we're doing so well right now, Caleb. We're starting to play with leads. And when you play with a lead with this defense is a pressure defense. If you get pressure on the quarterback, it forces them to make mistakes. And that's how you win football games, with the entire team, with all of the defense working with the offense to getting you to the next level. And I feel good about our chances. And that would be odd for Kansas City to expect or even like see a loss at home, or think of possibly losing to Pittsburgh at home. They probably like, oh, we blew them out the last time. This will be an easy game. But it's not.
Oh, no. Yeah, I still hate Nick Wright for that game leading up. He's like, this is better than a bye. This is better than a bye.
Yeah.
I lived in Missouri for 7 years. I watched that fan base go from Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes. They're frauds. Yeah. The fan base are frauds. I mean, I hate it. I hate them. There's a few Chiefs fans I'm okay with that I know personally, but other than that, the rest of them, go away. Go away. Because ironically, the last playoff win we did have was in Kansas City, and I was there. So if it's in Kansas City,
go for it. Because you live close to there, right?
So I live in Colorado Springs, so I'm about 7 hours away.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Chow, Dad. Taylor Lawrence was behaving about wanting to see the Steelers again in the playoffs for an easy win, except they won't be there. Well said, Chow, Dad. Love it. Easy E. Who do we play in the first round? It's either going to be at Kansas City or at Miami.
No, Buffalo. Buffalo.
Oh, sorry, at Buffalo. Oh, so we have no chance of playing at Miami. So it's at Buffalo.
Yep.
So that's only if Buffalo wins. We play at Buffalo.
So if Jacksonville would have won and Buffalo would have lost, that's how we would have played Miami.
In Miami. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So we play in Buffalo if Buffalo wins?
Yes. If Buffalo wins, yes.
Because that gives them the division if they win. Because they're playing for the division, correct?
The division and the 2 seed.
Yes.
Because they'll have the tiebreaker over Kansas City for the offsides call. So they'd get the 2 seed. We'd be the 7 seed at that point. Awesome. If Miami wins, Buffalo's the 7 seed. We're the 6 seed. We go to Kansas City.
Right. No quarterback debate. We're already saying it's going to be Rudolph.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yep. I think if Buffalo wins, we go to Buffalo, which I'm fine with. I love my friends up there in Buffalo. I'm on the what is it? Overdue Bills. Their fan podcast is one of the best fan podcasts out there. Friends of the show here with Steeler Nation as well. Probably be talking with them this week, and I'll let you guys know when that drops. If you're subscribed to youtube.com/Steeler Nation, you'll know when that hits. Or, of course, if you're subscribed to my links at SN Stryker, you'll be able to see that, because I'll throw that up on my X as opposed to Twitter now. Jay's going to Buffalo if they win in Buffalo. That's awesome, Jay. That's all. Jump through some tables for us. Corey Frank, AFC playoffs is wide open and there are no favorites. Do not be surprised if the Ravens are flat and lose in the first round because of them sitting for almost 3 weeks. Steelers are on a roll and looking strong and peaking at the right time. I completely agree, Corey. And if we're the 7 seed, if we win, we're automatically playing the Ravens.
Yep.
That's an automatic play in the Ravens.
We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
There's a chance if we win in the wild card, there's a chance we could potentially go to Baltimore and then go to Cleveland.
Right. And finish out the division.
Yeah. It's the Mason Rudolph revenge tour, and I'm here for it.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like with Jacksonville lost, so that means Houston's in the playoffs.
Yes.
So Houston won the division. Houston is definitely playing Cleveland.
Houston clinched yesterday, but they clinched the division with the Jags losing.
Correct. But I think they clinched the 4 seed. I don't think. They
play Cleveland, which.
Yep.
I mean,
that's a tough out. That
Not
is
a
going to be
bad
a
team.
tough out for anybody. Cleveland is
Yeah.
playing great ball here at the end of
Yeah.
the season with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and then Houston's firing on all cylinders. I mean, they looked really good last night too. That was C.J. Stroud's first game, and I don't think he played last week or the week before. So 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Dalton, we got to watch the game tonight, and Chris Faber to figure out. We play in Kansas City. I think if Miami wins, if Buffalo wins, we play in Buffalo. Joe, 22-30, run like they have. We have a shot to go far. Absolutely, Jay. Easy E. Mason Rudolph equals Nick Foles. Super Bowl run. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Some Nick Folean dynamite coming off here with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Steeler. Taking us to overtime. That's how Myron Cope would say it. Myron Cope's revenge. You got that right there. Yoy, double yoy, and triple yoy on this game we had here for the Pittsburgh Steelers making the playoffs because those Jagoffs couldn't find a way to win when they had to win and make the postseason. You disrespect the flag. You disrespect the towel. You don't get to go to the postseason, and the Steelers are back in the playoffs. Oh, yoy.
I tweeted at Myron Cope after Ryan Tannehill threw that interception. I was like, Myron, we need you now. We need you.
Oh, he's my all-time favorite. Absolutely loved Myron Cope. Greg Streeter, when I saw them do that to our towel, I knew it would bite them back. It always does. The curse of the towel. You don't disrespect it. Miles, Kenny P starts in the playoffs. It's just how it happens. I completely disagree, Miles. He was completely healthy this week. This was a playoff game this week. And we went with Rudolph, the guy that we know that can run this offense with aplomb, with capability, with the ability to actually throw intermediate and long. Yesterday did a fantastic job in the short game to move the chains and that horrible weather. I mean, you really couldn't throw that ball downfield. And the one that we got for the big break was like a 17-yard pass that DJ turned into a house run.
But listen. We've seen Kenny shines brightest when the lights are on. I'm not going to rule it out. I think it's very slim Kenny starts. But with all the talks about Tomlin still saying that Kenny's the starter, we're just going with the hot hand. Yep. You never know. And either way, I'm still with what we saw in Kenny last. If they do go him, I extremely doubt they do. If they do, we saw the Bengals game and then the first half of the Cardinals game where he was making plays before he got hurt. So, I mean, the last we saw of Kenny, he was playing his best ball. I still think it's going to be Mason. It's going to be Mason. I 100% think that, but I do think there's a chance.
And I'm telling you, nobody is celebrating harder right now, Steeler Nation, than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know they were glued to that Tennessee-Jacksonville game, hoping Vrabel could find a way to get his team motivated, to get Tannehill. And what a great running game for King Henry as well, putting on a clinic. Great long run to open up the second half to really start putting this in a situation where it was going to be tough for the Jagoffs to come back in that game.
Yeah.
Yep. Margie, welcome to the show. I imagine going into the game, there's a 4 seed and dropping to 8. Let's go Steelers. Right. Exactly. That's what the Jagoffs deserve.
If only
deserve it, Margie.
If only Trevor Lawrence was 6'7" and not 6'6".
Chow. TJ is the one I'm worried about. We should have Minka back. Yes, Minka should be back. He started practicing. He was a limited participant all last week, which means he's pretty close to returning. Rowe, though, like I gotta give props to E-Rowe because honestly, like Hayward gave props to E-Rowe yesterday on his presser. And what more can you say about a guy they called up off of the couch to come into the Steeler game, get 12 tackles, force a fumble, the guy and have an interception in another game. I mean, for us to get this much production off of a practice squad call-up guy who now is able to be called up on the practice squad for every remaining game now because we're in the pro season and it doesn't count against your call-up numbers.
Yeah, yeah. I'm reading the group chat too. It's been popping up. I'm seeing Taylor Swift. I want to go to KC.
Oh, actually, that's the only bad thing about losing. If Kansas City loses to Pittsburgh in the playoffs, all the Swifties are going to hate Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, guys.
That's fine.
That's going to be tough.
I will blare Taylor Swift all the way out of that stadium if we win.
Let's go, Gunner. I'm going to go back to you here. Trubisky has got to go. He's gone. He's gone. Steelers do save a little bit of money on dumping Trubisky. Do I have this 2024 up here? Yes, I do. So here's the exact amount we save if he is knocked off of the team. Trubisky is there. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So just shy of $3 million. It's like 2.9 mil. The Steelers save by getting rid of Mitch Trubisky. He's a cut. Okorafor is gone. He lost his starting job. He's a big what you call it? He counts against the cap pretty highly. 11, 10, 9, 8. Steelers saved $8.8 million on a cut.
Yep.
For next year. So I completely think that the Steelers are definitely going to move toward getting rid of Okorafor.
Yeah, and I feel bad for him because he's a good pass blocker. He's not the greatest run blocker, and I think that's a part of the reason why we have seen him stay on the bench. Because Broderick obviously is a dominant run blocker, and he's a decent pass blocker right now. That's going to go up with time. But I think if Chooks was a better run blocker, we see Broderick at left and Chooks still at right. But I do agree. I think he's gone in the offseason.
Yeah, TJ is playing. There's zero chance he doesn't. He can still have limited snaps. I don't think that's going to happen, Miles. A grade 2. Grade 1, yes. Grade 1, I think he played through a grade 1 pain. But grade 2 pain, that's an actual tear. It's a small tear. Usually it's a 2 to 4 week injury. I think we can get him back in the playoffs. Maybe if we win our first round, we'll have TJ for the next game, which would probably be against the Ravens. That's the only way I see him rolling back into the playoffs and playing in the postseason this year. But we'll see. NFL KO, send the Titans steak Primanti sandwiches, the cheesesteak version. Second most famous Primanti sandwich. Their second most famous sandwich at Primanti's, the cheesesteak. Got to start. Rudolph, thanks, Kermit. Love having you in here, Kermit the Yinzer. Jimmy Pittman, someone said we should sign J.J. Watt. We've been saying that for a year. We've been saying that all year long. We were hoping we'd be able to get him over on this team. We'd be hoping, especially when Hayward went down, we were hoping to get J.J. on the team to be able to kind of take up the load while Hayward was off the roster. We didn't need him. Didn't happen. He didn't come back. So I don't see him coming back. Though this past week on the Pat McAfee show, when TJ and JJ were both on, TJ was alluding to the fact, like, just past his brother for Steelers MVP. But he's like, but he told his brother, he's like, there's still a chance you can get one. and alluding to the fact that you should join the team next year and maybe you'll get Steeler MVP. Miles, I'm confident the Steelers team versus the Chiefs. So is Caleb. And welcome back, Jack. Miles Jack, the other guy we got to talk about. Yeah, Jeffy Stewart. Love that call too. Him also coming off of his butt on the couch to make big plays, be a big tackler on our team. And Robinson too, the 7th rounder from the previous year, this draft coming in, or 6th rounder, making some plays, getting that big sack early to set the tone on defense.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it yesterday a little bit. I mean, we have so many guys, like I think you said, we're down to our 6th and 7th string linebackers, other than Landon Roberts now that he's back.
Yeah.
Because that was a scary injury if he would have been hurt, because he's huge. He's huge in our run game.
Right.
Huge. And Miles Jack looks like the Miles Jack we thought we were getting last year.
Right. And he had his runs of looking like that. It's just he wasn't all the way healthy. When he's healthy, he's good.
Exactly.
NFL KO, we're either going to play at Buffalo or at Kansas City, and that depends on the outcome tonight. If Miami wins, we're at Kansas City. If Buffalo wins, we are at Buffalo. So that's the way it's going to play out for this game coming up. Larry, welcome to the show, Larry. That's what Jacksonville gets for disrespecting the towel. Lost 5 of their last 6. Absolutely did. Michael Scott Joyner will Mika be back next week.
Yes.
We are thinking he will. He's already started to put out tweets saying he's playing next week no matter what. Yeah. And the run games improved both on the defensive side against the run and on the offensive side, setting the line of scrimmage, establishing and pushing the defensive line off the ball. And we are finally starting to win time of possession at the end of games. We hadn't done that all year under Kenny Trubisky. We could not win a time of possession once until I think the first game we did was when the Cincinnati game, as soon as we fired Canada. And that was, I think that one was technically Kenny Pickett when he won that game.
The Cincinnati game after we fired him?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Kenny.
Yep, Mike, they're jinked by Terrible Towel. Punswick, they messed up and let us in. With our running game and Mason, we are dangerous. And defense. This is going to be a tough out. Kermit the Yinzer at NFL Knockout, other Buffalo or Kansas City. Yep, you're exactly right. Travel buddy! F yeah, we're in. I don't need to stay up until 2 a.m. Thanks, Titans. And hey, Stryker and Caleb. Hey, travel buddy. Always good to see you. Welcome back to the show as always, my friend. And yeah, like that's what I was just saying. I was like, I hope we get to know if we're in the playoffs by 4 o'clock as opposed to wait till 11 o'clock in the Eastern time. But now I'm going to stay up just for fun, celebrating, just to see where we're going to play because it doesn't matter because we're in the playoffs, Caleb. We're in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs.
And you can't forget, I mean, Buffalo's firing on all cylinders right now. But we also, 2 years ago, we went into Buffalo week 1 and we beat them.
Yeah.
We have with this offense right now, the way it's clicking with Mason, how many points we've been putting up. Yes, yesterday we only put up 17.
But that was the weather. The weather limited the ability to fire downfield in that game.
Yeah. With Canada leading that offense, we maybe score 3 points. So, I mean, man, with the way the offense is clicking, I have all the confidence in the world with really any team in these playoffs. Yes, TJ being hurt and possibly not playing the first round, that is going to suck. But like you said, we have so much depth at that position now. And I was telling my dad the same thing last night. I was like, you have Marcus Golden, who is a top-rated run stopper at his position. And then if you bring in Nick Herbig on passing downs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're still not TJ Watt combined.
No.
But, I mean, that's pretty damn good to go to.
Danielle, I've got to go to your comment. I like it so much. Our boys are in the playoffs. Thanks to Steeler Nation, loud, proud, and waving those terrible towels in Tennessee today. Here we go. Yeah, it was so nice.
Yes.
To see those switches over to the field, seeing people in their jerseys, waving the towels, rooting for, because anybody in a Steeler jersey in Tennessee today was a Tennessee Titans fan.
Yes.
And they were loud and proud for their Titans. So I know they got zero-ish in the stadium by any Tennessee Titans fans because they know they were rooting against the Jacksonville Jaguars just like they were, so they can all celebrate together tonight, helping us to get to the playoffs. So, hopefully we are their surrogate NFL team to root for in the playoffs, but we'll have to see. Jay, the road to the bus to Detroit. Now ride Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to Vegas. I love that one. Derek Lohr, welcome back, Derek. What up, Stryker? I think we're a sleeper team. Watch out. Super Bowl bound, baby. Yes, I agree. I feel good about this team. Yes. I agree with Corey. And guys, the last couple times we made the playoffs, we had bad injuries.
Yep.
It was situations we were very difficult. We went in fairly healthy for the Tebow game, but we lost 2 of our 3 starting defensive linemen in the first half, including Aaron Smith.
Clark.
Ryan Clark went down, and so did Hampton. Casey Hampton went down in that game.
Well,
so
Ryan Clark just couldn't play because of the sickle cell.
The altitude, he can never play in Detroit because of the altitude. You're right. after that one game where they found out that he had it. So, but so we were without 3 of our starters on defense for that end of the game, and unfortunately, Ryan Clark would have been the safety help on the play where Mike Taylor thought he had safety help on that play, but it was a misread, it was a miscommunication, did not have safety help.
Ryan
not open in that play, and that's what happens sometimes, unfortunately. Right. But I feel good about our chances this year. Jack Gregg, we are the first number 6 seed to win the Super Bowl. Why not be the first number 7 seed to win it? Yeah. Good call. That's it, Jack.
Got to be the 7 seed to go get number 7 with the dude that number 7 hated.
Ooh, a Miami tie gets us a game in Miami next week. Stuke, we got another shot. Hey, love that. I love that there's 3 possible locations and 3 possible outcomes to what we do next week. That's fun. Now we got 3 things to watch for tonight.
And personally, going to Miami would obviously be the best case scenario weather-wise, but also fan base-wise. We would overtake that stadium once again. Obviously, Buffalo and Kansas City, those 2 fan bases are diehard for the most part. And they're going to bring it. But Pittsburgh's going to make an appearance. We're going to be there.
Right. Lynette, welcome to the show, Lynette. Karma is sweet. Trevor Lawrence, so much for you and your team laughing at and stealing our terrible towels. And it goes to the curse of the terrible towels. Travel buddy, no chance in hell Mike goes back to Kenny while Mason is hot. I honestly think that is the reason why I think he just tied Chuck Knox today to be number 11 all-time in wins in NFL history. That's insane. He's got I think he's now 20 wins behind Chuck Noll.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Wins as a Steeler coach in the regular season. Absolutely insane numbers to start thinking about. Magic Mason. There you go, Art. Parker, Kenny Pickett is getting sent to Shang in exchange for a sushi roll for the whole team. I'm not getting rid of Kenny yet. He's still keeping up to be a good backup. I'm having him try to get Rudolph back and say, you got open competition next year for the starting job. And I think that will assure Rudolph as a Steeler next year. I hope Minka and KZ play. KZ's out no matter what.
He's back. He's back.
He's not allowed to come back, which is wrong, to tell you the truth. Because I thought they should have set a number of games to be him out.
KZ's back.
Huh? KZ's wait, that's right. They got rid of that rule, right? So now he is back. Yeah. So KZ definitely will be back next week.
Yes.
Because he's no longer suspended.
And there's no way Minka misses this game.
Yeah.
I think he's already said that himself.
But how do you keep Eric Rowe off of the field? My Lord.
He won't. He's good. He's gonna get. He's getting a jersey next week.
Right. Everhart, Kenny isn't starting. Nope.
That was my
dad. When Kenny is a starter, I will say I told you so. I'm telling you, it's going to be Rudolph, guys. It's going to be Rudolph. Parker, this is all because of the 3rd Cameron Hayward one-hand catch. Thanks. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Little head Hayward is doing a great job for us. Artie, we better run angry. I'll tell you one thing about the last 3 weeks of the season. We've done nothing but run angry the last 3 weeks of the season. So we're going to keep it going. Derek Henry to the Steelers for a triple threat? No, never. We already have Najee still locked up for another year. If we 5th-year option, he's locked up for 2 years. Same thing with Warren. He's locked in for 2 more years on a rookie contract, being an undrafted rookie free agent. He starts hitting the exclusive rights free agent portal the following year. Next year, I think he's on the roster no matter what, but I think the following year would be exclusive rights free agent, and he's locked to our contract because we will give him an exclusive rights extension, which is for nothing. Unfortunately, he's playing for peanuts.
As much as I hate to say it, I think Derrick Henry's probably going to be a Raven.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they have the room to sign him?
They tried to trade for him this year.
Wow. That would be something else. Everhart, go Bills. I want something different in the playoffs. Jimmy Pittman, can we bring Derrick Henry to Pittsburgh next season? No, just cost. He's cost prohibitive. Like that's the other thing we were talking about. Like Russell Wilson, bringing him in. I don't think the Steelers can afford to pay for either of them. We're already upside down. I think we're minus. We're $6 million in the hole for next year's projected salary cap. So I don't see either of any big name free agent coming in next year. I just don't see it. I see, mid-tier to low-tier free agents coming in like we normally do, but we've done a better job of stocking the closet this past year with Wydell, with Kahn. They did a fantastic job because our depth was sick at inside linebacker, even though we fired the entire inside linebacker room other than Robinson. We still brought back Jack, though, don't get me wrong. But, with all of the people that we filled in and have brought back and is playing inside linebacker for the season with that rotation with Roberts and Quan, those guys were absolutely murdering it this year. And that was something that we haven't had. We haven't had any consistency at inside linebacker since Shazier went down with an injury. And aside from Bush's first year and a half, we did have some good play at inside linebacker there as well with, Vince Williams next to him. So, that's it. We've had some down years, and it's been very difficult to defend the tight end because we don't have those solid linebackers in the middle. Now we do. And now it's good moving forward. We got those guys in here. And safety, too. Look how stacked we were at safety. We brought in Neal. We brought in KZ. Neal might even be coming back off of that injury now.
I would imagine so, yeah, because he wasn't – they never put him on the designated to return on IR or
No,
IR,
they never put him on IR.
which is – so I could see a situation where he comes back. If you got to remember with how thin our linebacking core is in the inside, he played inside linebacker for Dallas last year, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Kenny King Glover. Get past the wild card round. TJ will be back. I think we get Minka back for the next game. You're exactly right. I think on both counts. Kenny, no way. Rocky Rush Rivera says, travel buddy. Funny to see how many Steelers watched this game in Tennessee. It would have been hilarious if there had been more Steelers than Titans. That's what happens usually when we play them in Tennessee. But yeah, that would have been funny. Love my Mason Reed. I love to hear that. Vrabel has always been a Yinzer. Absolutely. I wanted to keep him over Gilbert. Really did. Really wanted to keep him over Gilbert, but Cowher's got to stay with his guys. Kevin Segal, what's the status on Watt? Any chance he will be able to play in the playoffs? There's a chance he'll be able to play in the playoffs. It just came out as a grade 2 sprain, not a grade 3 sprain, which is good news. He's got a shot of coming back. Usually it's a 2 to 4 week injury return. Don't know, but he's definitely not playing this week. Possibility of coming back the following week. Possibility. Yeah. But the third game, if we're playing for the AFC Championship game, you can bet your damn butt he'd be playing on that field for that game. Artie Golden and Herbig played good.
Yeah.
Completely.
I was gonna say Ian Rappaport had a premature tweet this morning where he said that TJ tore his MCL.
Okay.
I guess technically he slightly tore it, as you said, with the grade 2.
Right.
But the way Rappaport put it out there, he made it seem like it was a full tear, like he's done for months.
Yeah.
And JJ shortly after that tweeted, best case scenario for TJ, more than likely just rest a week or two, he's back.
Yeah.
And if he's begging to go back into that game last week, he's going to be begging to be playing this week. And I don't know how you tell him no. I don't know how.
Nice. There's an Iowa fan here. Miles, I'm going to throw this out here. I want Cooper DeJean. What do you think about Cooper DeJean?
So with this whole Rashard Mendenhall stuff right now, where he was talking about having the black team, white team going against each other, let's go ahead and get us the white cornerback out of Iowa, who I'm pretty sure runs a 4.3. Let's go get him, match him up with Joey Porter Jr., and let's add to the squad. Let's add to it.
Yeah.
But that's only if we sign a right tackle in free agency, because if we don't, you go after the Georgia right tackle and then Georgia center in the second round.
Yeah. Parker Gall. I'd rather much play 100% play Cincy City than Buffalo. Buffalo City. KC, probably KC than Buffalo. I think Joey Porter Jr. would lock Crybaby Diggs, though. Definitely. Art. Adams got to go. I just looked up the numbers today. Adams costs nothing. He's under $1 million a year. So good backup piece.
Well, this year though, he has played well.
I think he's done fine in the running game. We've got the starter is Bennett above him. We drafted his starter, so we're fine with that for the next few years. But for depth, I'm fine keeping Adams.
Yeah.
Miles, even in a rebuilding year, we still make the playoffs. Exactly. We almost made it last year. Travis, next year we need to get ourselves into the playoffs by beating some 2-10 teams. Look at that, guys. That's the thing you got to realize. Yeah, we lose to 2-10 teams, but we beat teams with winning records to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We beat the tougher, and that's a Tomlin team.
We were 5-1 in the best division in the NFL.
Exactly. And we had a shot of not making the playoffs, being 5-1 in the best division in the NFL.
Yep.
Ravens aren't 5-1. What are they, 3-3?
I think so. They lost to Cleveland once. They lost to us twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they are 3-3. And Cleveland would have been, I think they're 4. Did they sweep Baltimore?
I don't know. I know they did beat them the last time they played.
Yeah.
I don't know about that first game.
Yeah. Yeah, Artie, we definitely have to grab a center in the draft. Looking for a right tackle, too. Hopefully we can move Jones back over to left. Travis, go Steelers! Thomas Wellman, hard to believe, but every team in the AFC North finished above 500. Exactly. I said that as soon as I saw the score for Cincy versus Cleveland. Our whole division is above 500. Kevin,
crazy.
We can definitely beat any team. We just have to keep playing the way we have these last few weeks. Exactly.
Hard-nosed Steelers football.
Yep. Miles, it's very possible to sign JJ for the playoffs. He said he wouldn't actually come back for a playoff run. He said he would actually come back for a playoff run not long ago.
But see, if he were to come back, though, it would be more like we don't – Loudermilk's playing well, and then you got Cam. He's playing well. Ogunjobi's been playing well. Like, there's really – like, you just be signing him at this point for clout, I guess. I'd love to see it, but I just don't see where it makes sense at this point. Because he's not an outside linebacker. He's a D lineman.
Yeah. And Magan, Stryker, will TJ play? Probably not this week, but we're hopeful he'll get back soon in the playoffs. Travis, Mason Rudolph should be the starter and Kenny should be the backup. That's what we're all saying here. Mac, confident that our Steelers can beat them. We can beat any team, Mac. Michael Scott Joyner, the way that our O-line is blocking for 22nd and 30 of the AFC should be warned. Exactly. Rattel 10, welcome to the show. If Kenny plays, we deserve the loss. I don't see Kenny playing. Unless Rudolph gets hurt. Kev, let's go. I want the Chiefs. Cool. Mike, welcome to the show, Mike. How is KC's run defense? We need to shorten the game and keep Mahomes off the field by running the ball effectively. Warren and Najee need to have big plays, big days next weekend. Absolutely agree. And actually, that is the issue with Kansas City. Their defense is their issue this year, which is why they're dropping games they normally don't drop. And Caleb, I added you back here to the show. I saw you drop off there for a second.
I had to use the bathroom.
Where's D. Gray? They're asking you there, Miles.
He's getting ready for this UFL trip. Awesome. He's about to go back to the Stallions and go play in this United, their combined league now, the XFL, USFL, which is now UFL.
That's exciting.
Yep.
TJ Laird, how much chaos can the Steelers cause in the playoffs? It's anybody's AFC. I think all 7 teams have a shot of moving forward. Houston is definitely the best team out of that division to make it. Like if the Colts would have made it, I wouldn't have been as high on the Colts. If the Jags would have made it, I wouldn't have been as high on the Jags. But with that young quarterback and CJ Stroud and what he's doing, taking that team on his back from worst to the playoffs. That's a franchise quarterback. We're going to be talking about Houston for years to come. And I think that was the right team to make the playoffs, at least in that respect. So then we got KC, Buffalo, Miami. They're all good teams. Like every single team in the playoffs this year are good teams. As opposed to last year, I'm like 4 teams have no shot of even getting close to the championship. And it was correct. But this year, I think all 7 teams have a punching chance, including all 3 wildcard teams. All 3 wildcard teams have a puncher's chance of getting to the AFC championship game.
Yeah, and the media talk's going to be like they're going to bring up the scores this past year. against 49ers, against Houston, losing to Patriots and Cardinals. That stuff's going to be brought up. The Steelers will probably more than likely be the laughing stock of the media this week, depending on who they go against and whatever. I let them just give us the fuel because we play our best when we're the underdogs.
Yeah, Travel Buddy, get your sleep. You don't need to stay up late. We know we're in the playoffs. Find out tomorrow who we're playing. Got to win for TJ. Absolutely, Kevin. And I love Herbig and Robin or Herbig and Golden being able to come onto the field then in his absence. Kenneth King Glover, only trophy Trevor will be from Head and Shoulders shampoo. Oh, dang.
He did win a national championship, so he does have that.
He did. You beat me to it, Caleb. Easy E. Wild card win is going to be for TJ. Definitely. Debbie, welcome back to the show. Debbie Dickerson. I so agree. You don't disrespect the terrible towel. You will get cursed. Absolutely. Jimmy Pittman. I'm feeling very confident to see Mason taking us to the promised land and winning it all. Me too. Will Fitzpatrick be back? We're saying yes for next week. We talked about that a couple times on the show. Mark Miller, Steelers and Bills are two teams no one wants to face. Shame they will likely play each other. That's true. Like, Bills are honestly playing their best ball now here at the end of the year also.
And Dolphins are reeling right now.
They are.
Everybody.
They might be the easiest out, to tell you the truth, in the playoffs. And join Pittsburgh. It depends if Mason can put up 30 points or closer to average at 18 points. He definitely can. I think on a better field, he definitely can.
Well, I mean, the two best defenses are the Ravens and the Browns in these playoffs.
Right.
The Chiefs don't have a great defense. They have a good defense, not a great defense. The Bills, they have a mediocre defense. Who else? Texans, they have a good defense. Is that everybody? Did I name everybody? Who am I missing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for the best defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, for AFC, that's pretty much it. I know, Tennessee still had a good defense, even though they weren't in the playoffs. A lot of close losses.
Yeah,
they mentioned that on the show today. 7 of their 11 losses were within a score. Conversely, like 7 out of 11 or 10 wins were like within a score.
Yeah.
I think only 2 of them were outside of a score, and that's because they were Mason was showing us how we can move the football down the field.
Yep.
Jalen Johnson will be a Steelers. Your thoughts on that one?
They tried to trade for him. If you go get Jalen Johnson, you have a lockdown, shutdown, just like Guantanamo Bay type of secondary at that point. I mean, it's ain't nothing getting through that secondary.
Right. Yep. Browns beat Baltimore. I know they beat them once. I didn't know if they swept them. They split. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Browns, they lost to us. They split to us. So they're 4-2.
Yeah.
Because I think they swept us, Cincy.
Well, no, they'd still be 3-3 because we beat them twice.
No, they were our only loss in the division was to the Browns.
Yeah, no, you're saying us.
Yeah, so I'm saying their record would be 4-2 because they only lost twice, once to us, once to Baltimore.
Okay, I thought we were talking about the Ravens record.
Oh no, yeah, Ravens lost to them, us, and did they? Yeah, they lost us twice, so they're at least 3-3. I forgot if Cincy beat them once. I don't think they did. Yes, we are sweet. We sweep the Ravens, definitely. We should have won more if Mike would have started Mason. Yeah, that's what we were all calling for when that happened. I wanted no part of Trubisky. Maserati Mitch has to go. He won't be on the line. He's gone. What day will we play? Saturday? We will not know. Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. There are 3 possible days we could play next week. I'm hoping it's Sunday because we've been playing on Saturdays the last couple of weeks. I want to get an extra day of rest for this team. Hopefully, so we're not in a disadvantage the following week. But if we play on a Saturday, at least it's a full week. I'm not going to be upset.
If we play KC, I can only go on Sunday. I definitely can't. I mean, I could go on Saturday, but I definitely can't go on Monday.
Yoder says, I heard tonight if Buffalo loses, they are out of the playoffs. I thought that's incorrect because Jacksonville losing, I thought, put the Steelers and Buffalo into the playoffs. Buffalo can technically rest starters if they want, but they might want the 2 seed to play at home as opposed to playing on the road. That's what they're playing for tonight.
Yeah, you should. I mean, Buffalo is an amazing home field advantage.
Right. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Yeah, Mags. Good to see you back on the show, Mags. It's been a while, my friend. Richard, what about Cleveland?
Yeah,
they're locked into the 4 seed. They're the top wild card team in the playoffs. They're going to probably play. Who do we say? Houston? Is that the record now?
They'll play. I think 100% they play Houston no matter what. Houston will be the 4 seed no matter what, and Cleveland, I believe, is the 5 seed no matter what. So
I'm looking it up right now.
To Houston.
Texans are 10 wins, and Chiefs are at 10 wins, but they still have a game to play. But yeah, I think they have a tie break on the Texans. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be playing the Texans next week.
But we're in.
We're in the playoffs. How's that feel, guys?
Oh my gosh.
Miles, Browns fans still parading around Myles Garrett as if he's Defensive Player of the Year, riding on the coattails of irrelevant made up stats of double team percentage and pass rush win rate. Well, that's how TJ lost against Arnold.
Yeah.
Back in the year before he won Defensive Player of the Year, he had way better stats than Arnold. And it should have been the MVP that year. But if they're trying to blow up those same stats for Myles, I know he didn't do crap today. I don't even think he played today.
Yeah, I think TJ cemented it on Sunday with the 2 sacks. I mean, I think he had 3 tackles for loss too. Yeah. I mean, there's no way you can't give Defensive Player of the Year to that man.
And what I'll say one thing though too, I thought that the kid out of the Dallas Cowboys that had like 5 touchdown returns.
Or 6. Bland, the corner.
Yeah, I thought like usually a player that does that ends up getting like Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, but he's also letting up like Antoine Blake like numbers receiving too.
Oh yeah. So he's a good like boomer bust guy out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like when we picked up Steven Nelson, I think he was he had a similar year, which shout out Steven Nelson. He's having a great year with Houston. I think, that's a guy that we probably let go a little too early.
Which guy?
Steven Nelson.
Yeah. Yep.
But, here we are. We got JPJ. Shout out Chase Claypool. Go off tonight, Chase. You do your thing in Miami. I mean, it's just we're in the playoffs.
Yes, we are.
4 weeks ago, you asked us, the world's ending, fire Tomlin.
Yep.
We finally benched Trubisky. We were asking for that during that time. So we finally did that. And we stuck with the hot. Tomlin's making coaching decisions.
Right.
He's making decisions.
Hey, Tomlin possibly for Coach of the Year. Like, I honestly, he would have won it the year we lost Ben if we made the playoffs. We just barely lost out on the playoffs last week of the season. This year, I think, has been one of his best years just because of all of the uncertainty with who to play, who to bring back onto this team. Yeah. How can we still maintain and be competitive with all of our losses to inside linebacker, all of our losses to safety? And we've done it. Because those were the glaring holes on the team. Teams were destroying us in the middle of the field, running the ball on us with no problem. And now we have figured out a way to stop all of that silliness. And also, which I think might be the coaching move of the year. And a lot of people, Tomlin haters, still want to hate on him for going to Mason Rudolph too late. But when it came down to it, Caleb, when it was like, look, you got 100% healthy Kenny Pickett and you got hot hands Mason Rudolph, who are you going with this week to get you into the possibility to get you into the playoffs? He didn't hesitate. We're going with Rudolph.
Yeah.
So I honestly think he's going to ride that for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, at this point you have to, because I mean, regardless, like you can still go to Kenny in a game if you absolutely need to. Like Kenny, so Kenny's now available. You can go to your presumed, QB1. It's not a bad place to be. You ride the hot hand of Mason. Right. You have Kenny there as a fallback. You're not like, oh shit, if he gets hurt, we got to go to Mitch. No, it's not that anymore.
Mitch is done.
Yeah, 100%. 100% of Steeler Nation's taking Kenny over Mitch Trubisky.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he is.
And Jay, you say I would say we play Monday. It's KC or Buffalo, big time markets. Actually, those would be big, especially if we're playing in Kansas City with the Taylor Swift Swifties watching the game. That would be a big boost for a Monday night game, to tell you the truth.
Sunday night too, though.
What's that?
If we go to KC, let's just play Sunday night so I can go.
Right. Yep, Buffalo is in. We got that right, Todd. John, grade 2 is a slight tear, can heal in 2 weeks or less based on the length of the tear. That is true. What about Cleveland's defense? They got a fantastic defense, and the only chance we'd see Cleveland would be in the AFC Championship game if they upset 2 teams to get there. I think they're definitely upset in 1. We'll have to see what they do after that. John, TJ has a 4-sack lead on Mac, who is the last to play at 15. Yeah, and I think did Hendricks end up getting a sack today? I know he was close to TJ's numbers. I think TJ's pretty much assured of winning the sack title unless somebody goes sick out.
Too. He got 2 today.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think he ended with 17.
Yes.
Today. Or
still 2 behind. Still 2 behind our guy. Agree. Mike Tomlin should be coach of the year. Yeah, we do too, Jay. John Joyce, go Steelers. We are in the postseason. Exactly. Justin Davis, who do we potentially play? We've talked about here on the show at length. If it's a tie, we go to Miami. If Buffalo wins, we go to Buffalo. If Miami wins, we go to Kansas City. I believe those are our 3 ways that we're going to be handling this out. Claude Bishop, welcome back, Claude. Yep. Tomlin haters hate to admit that they were wrong. Haters going to hate. You're wrong. I don't see Tamburo on this show. Tamboro's usually on the show. He's one of our biggest Tomlin haters. Those guys get real quiet when we start succeeding.
After that Patriots loss, I had a Twitter rant on Mike Tomlin that may have gotten quite a bit of attention. It was a lot. There was a lot of likes. There was a lot of replies. There was a lot more people agreeing with me than disagreeing. There was a lot of talk about how the standard is the standard. What is the standard these days? But you went to the guy. You went to the guy that got beat in the head with the helmet. You went to the guy who got his face mask taken off in the middle of a game. You did it. You did it. And I will gladly shit talk Mike Tomlin in the bad days, and I will give him his props in the good days. He made a great coaching decision by going with Mason, not sticking with the money and Mitch. And we're here. We're here.
We're here
because of former. And shout out to Terrell Edmonds. We didn't even talk about him. My man had a Troy Polamalu-esque interception with that diving interception he had, I believe, in the second quarter.
Oh, that was him on that, man.
Yes.
That's the thing with Terrell Edmonds. Like, you don't know ever. Like, anytime he ever gets an interception, you always have to review it to see if he caught it.
Yeah, exactly.
he can't catch anything cleanly, but that was a good catch. Like, I forgot that was Edmonds. So good job, Terrell. Finally making a play for the Steelers when it came down for it. He just happened to do it on another team.
Yeah.
Where did I lose it? I had Miles right here. Miles, I got to go to your comment because it was a good one. It seems like the only thing Mitch is good at is kissing titties. R.I.P. Money Mitch. Had to go back to that one, man. That was too funny. Yoder, the only thing Cleveland fans are good at are running their mouths. When have they ever won anything? Looking forward to the game when they lose, so they can't run their mouth. Well, they won 8 championships back in like the 50s, 60s. Back when they had Otto Graham and that, they were fantastic. And I think Brown was on the tail end of some of those championship teams.
Jeremiah hit right on the nose. They are the most talkative fan base for a fan base that has never won anything in their absolute life other than beating the Steelers in the playoffs one time.
Yeah. Najee Harris is not a bust, ex-Warrior Monk, just a reliable running back. Actually, he's an angry, strong, powerful running back.
We're going to see the playoff we're going to see the Najee that we see like get in people's faces after a run. That's the Najee we're about to see. And when Najee is like that, and he wasn't even like that last against the Ravens yesterday. He didn't get anybody's face. If you remember, you were there. Last season that Kenny Pickett throw that whole game, Najee, anytime he's running the ball, He's getting in that linebacker's face. He's getting that safety's face. He's letting them know here. That's the Najee we are.
And then making the catch at the end of the game to win it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Love that, Najee.
We're about to see a different Naj.
Magn's asking, is Tay going to win the defensive MVP?
He should.
I think making the playoffs gave us a good chance to equal out that Cleveland Browns making the playoff aspect to boost up the possibility for Garrett.
That's such a lame reason to give somebody Defensive Player of the Year
I agree.
When somebody stats them out in every single statistical category there is.
Yeah. Yeah, Kenny, we don't know who we're playing yet. We've got to find out after the Buffalo game. It's either Miami, Buffalo, or KC, and it depends on who wins or ties.
No matter what, you would play Buffalo in the second round.
Yeah. If we're the 7th seed and we win, we're definitely playing Baltimore in the second round. Yeah. Miles, Browns are a poverty franchise. Absolutely. I was Black Air Force Energy angry team out there talking heads, right? You want Black Force Energy. Yeah. No, I got you, my friend. Want Air Force Energy. Richard, I'm glad the coach brought Rudolph in. We are all, Richard, and we're all happy to be able to celebrate a postseason game this week. Miles, he even had a touchdown like TJ needs to win it. The NFL is rigged if he doesn't. We'll have to see, but guys, we've gotten the let out. We're going to the postseason. Caleb, thank you for texting me and getting me off of my butt to do this show. And we were blowing up here tonight, and guys had great turnover and reactions. So please follow us over to SteelerNation.com. All of your articles you ever need to read up on the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's the way to do it. You want to see our great podcasts for Caleb and myself, you go over to YouTube/Steeler Nation. If you subscribe there, you know when either of us are dropping a podcast. Mine are live. Usually you do some recorded stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's the way our stuff runs over there. Follow me at SN Stryker on the YouTubes, on the Tickety Talks, on the Grammy Grams. And where can we follow you, Caleb?
On Twitter at Caleb J. Everhart. That's it.
Boom. Caleb J. Everhart.
If you go to the Steeler Nation website, there's a whole portfolio of all the multimedia team. You click on our picture, it takes you to our social media.
Right. That's it. Yeah. So thank you so much for the chat, everybody. Guys, we are playing in the playoffs. Here we go. That is the way. Steeler Nation needs to wave the terrible towel proudly, and our Steelers are in the playoffs. I am Stryker with Caleb rooting along with you, and Caleb's family rooting along with you as always. Go Steelers!
Yes, sir.